Good day, dear learners. It's nice to see you again too. Welcome to our course Foreign Language. So today's our theme is easier said than done. So the model of the lesson, professional field of communication, education, and let me introduce you with the objectives of the lesson. In this lesson, we are going to be looking at the topic forest man. The aim of our today's lesson is to develop language, communicative, and cultural competences, critical thinking, and creativity, to enlarge vocabulary related to the topic uh, forest man, to improve speaking and writing skills. And let me introduce you with the plan of the lesson. So the plan of the lesson is to identify the definitions and the words a forest and a forest man, to study factors influencing on deforestation, to consider advantages of forests for human life, to explain the use of present perfect, to point out the ways of using adverbs in descriptive writing. Okay, so dear students, when you think of or hear the word forest, what comes to your mind? What is a forest? Can you give me the definition of the term forest? Of course, forest is a large area of land that is mainly covered with trees, plants, and wildlife. It is a natural ecosystem dominated by trees and other vegetation. Okay, what is forestman? Can you give me the definition of the term forestman? So, forestman, a man who lives in or works in or is closely connected to the forest, such as a hunter, woodcutter, or someone adapted to forest life. So let's turn to the next slide. These are the following significant factors influencing on deforestation. So the first one, human factors: agricultural expansion, logging, infrastructure development, mining and industry, shifting cultivation. The second one, environment and natural factors, so wildfires, pests and diseases, climate changes. The third one is a political and institutional factors, population growth, poverty, global trade, and the number four, political and institutional factors. This include in itself weak forest governance, land tenure issues, government policies. Okay, so the students, our focus on now shifts to several advantages of forests for human life. The first one is oxygen production. Trees release oxygen needed for breathing. The second one, climate regulation. Forests keep temperatures balanced and reduce global warming. The third one is carbon dioxide absorption. They act as carbon sinks, slowing climate change. And the number four, soil protection. Root of the trees hold soil and prevent erosion. So number five, water cycle maintenance. Forests help rainfall patterns and groundwater recharge. The next one, source of food. So we get some fruits from trees. They are like nuts and mushrooms and game come from forests. Okay, source of medicine. Many modern drugs are derived from forest plants. And timber and raw materials, wood, paper, and wool are obtained. 9. Habitat for biodiversity. They support countless species of animals and plants. 10. Prevention of natural disasters. Reduce floods, landslides, and desertification. So now let's turn to our next slide. On this slide, we are going to consider the grammar material, present perfect tense. Present perfect simple, in order to form, we use have has plus past participle. We use this tense to talk about experiences, to talk about actions that happened in the past but are connected to now. And we use this tense to describe changes over time. And The next one is a present perfect continuous. We use this tense in order to form, we use have, has plus been plus verb plus ing. This tense is used to show an action that started in the past and is still continuing, and also is used to show recent activity with visible results. And we also use present perfect passive. The form of the present perfect passive, have, has plus been plus past participle. The usage of this tense, we use this to focus on the result of an action, not who did it, but also we use it in formal or academic style. Okay, let's turn to the next slide. Now let's dive into the ways of using adverbs in this descriptive writing. So the first one, to modify verbs, showing how actions are done. Adverbs add detail to actions and make them more vivid. She walked gracefully into the room. The wind blew fiercely across the valley. And we use adverbs to modify adjectives, so or reduce the effect of adjectives. The view was, for example, the view was extremely beautiful. He felt rather tired after the journey. And the next usage is to modify other adverbs, adding precision. Adverbs can describe the degree of another adverb, like she spoke very softly. Okay, the next one, the next usage of adverbs is to describe time and place, setting the scene. So useful in descriptive passages to show when and where things happen. For example, the village looked quiet yesterday. And the last way of using the adverbs is to create mood and atmosphere. So adverbs helps express feelings, tone, and atmosphere. For example, the children laughed happily, filling the air with the joy. Okay, dear students, let's turn to the next slide. On this slide, you can see some simple and meaningful quotations about forests. So your task is to translate these quotations into Kazakh and give to these quotations the equivalents in Kazakh languages, and also you have to learn these quotations by heart. Okay, dear students, now we have questions about the materials that we have learned today. So you have to give a full answer to each question. So the first question, what is a forest and who can be called the forestman? What are the main factors that influence deforestation? What are the advantages of forests for human life? When do we use the present perfect tense? How is the present perfect tense format? How are adverbs used to make descriptive writing more expressive? Now, dear students, we have descriptive writing task. So here you have 3 tasks. So the first one, dear learners, you can see, investigate the meanings of the words a forest and a forestman, then describe in detail how a forest looks, feels, and sounds. Use at least 5 adverbs in your description. The second one, study the factors influencing deforestation and describe a place where trees have been cut down. Show how the land has changed over time. Use the present perfect tense at least twice. Okay, the third one, write a descriptive paragraph about the advantages of forests for human life. Mention how forests provide oxygen, food, and protection. Use present perfect passive in at least 1 sentence. So dear students, here is a research project task on the topic forestman, cultural perspectives on humanity's connection with nature. The idea of a forestman represents a person who is deeply connected with forests, living in them, protecting them, or depending on them for survival. In some cultures, a forestman is seen as a protector of nature, while in others, he is a symbol of wilderness and traditional life. Examine how different societies understand and represents the concept of forest man, compares the image of a forest man in various cultural and environmental contexts. Research questions are as following. So you have to give the full answer to each questions. Okay, we have come to the conclusion of our lesson. So on this lesson, we have identified definitions of the words forest and forest man. We have studied the factors influencing deforestation. We have considered advantages of forests for human life. We have explained the use of present perfect. We have elucidated the ways of using adverbs in descriptive writing. So dear students, it was nice to see you on our lesson. You can have more information about the themes, about the materials that we have passed through on today's our lesson from the references that are given on this slide. Have a nice day off, dear students. See you.